Hey, what's up everybody? David the Pro Solo Flipper here. Just wanted to make a quick video kind of going over my numbers for my first year of full-time, just to kind of show you guys how I did, how much I sold. I'll talk about a little bit about what my goals for 2019 were, and whether or not I hit those goals, and what my goals are going to be for 2020, and a little bit about what I'm going to be doing going forward to try to hit those goals that I'm going to be setting for myself. So I will show you a little bit from my spreadsheet, my actual numbers, just kind of go over a few different things that maybe a lot of other sellers may not show you. I don't know, but maybe you'll hear them talk about them sometimes. And so hopefully it'll be useful for you guys. You can kind of see what's possible with a full-time seller. And I'll just say this: I'm not the most driven or hardworking person that there is. I do enjoy what I do, so I do put in probably 40 to 50 hours a week. Not on a very traditional schedule. I do sometimes. I work some in the evening, and sometimes during the day I'll go play tennis or something. But I could be a workaholic, and I could have more focused work during the day, and these numbers could be quite a bit better, I think. So I don't want people to think that yeah, you can do this full time. I'm just going to show you what I've done full time, and I don't want people to think that yes, you can get these numbers, but you have to be extremely intensely focused, nonstop to be able to get these numbers. It's not really the situation, for me at least. Like I said, I work a normal amount of hours, 40 to 50 hours a week, but I enjoy it, and I could be more focused and less distracted, and really knock out more listings in a shorter period of time if I really put effort into it. And I will be putting a little more effort into it this next year. I do want to get to a higher level than what I'm currently at. I am making enough money right now. We're doing just fine, but why not make a little more and make things a little more comfortable, or prepare a little more for the future, or for the uncertainty of what could happen in the future. So anyway, putting this video together, I'll show you some of the numbers from my spreadsheet. I still haven't figured out the screen sharing thing, so I'll kind of put the camera on my screen here and kind of show you a few of my numbers, and we'll go over them, and then we can kind of talk about it. All right. Okay, so this chart here is part of my spreadsheet. If you want to see more detailed information about the spreadsheet, you can see all the tabs along here on the bottom. This is a pretty big spreadsheet. You can watch, if you haven't already seen it, you can watch my other video that goes over the spreadsheet in more detail. But I'm just going to kind of show you my year-end numbers here, and this chart shows my monthly sales. It kind of just goes by month. It shows you the number of sales, the total sales dollar. Based off of that, you can see my average sale price for the month. You can see my starting listings, the amount of listings I had at the start of the month for each month, and the dollar amount of that inventory that's listed at the start of each month. So, and then here in the gray, you can see the previous year's numbers to compare, which I really like to watch that to compare how I'm doing, versus the year before. So every month this year, with the exception of December, has beat the previous year's numbers. You can see that here. Whether you're looking at number of sales or sales dollar, either way, it's outpaced 2018, except for December, and that is because if you see my previous videos, you know that I have made a major move. We moved houses, and that took time to get our old house on the market, do some repairs, get it sold, go and look at houses, find a new house, make an offer, close on the deal, sign papers, move everything, get everything organized and set up, and blah, 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 right? So there's like a 2-month period where I was not listing nearly enough, and that is why I only made $88.60 in December compared to $11,000 and $13,000 the 2 months before, and also compared to $10,000. I was almost $2,000 lower in 2019 than I was in 2018. Even though, like I said, every other month this year has beat 2018. But anyway, you can see that my total sales for eBay here was $115,000. And compare that to 2018, which was almost 74,000. So a pretty good increase. Not as much as I'd hoped, considering I've been full-time this whole year, and for most of 2018, I had a full-time job until the middle of November. But anyway, what you could also see by looking at the sheet is that my total sales were 3,757 on eBay for 2019 compared to 2,700 for 2018. So 1,000 items more were sold for 2019. And another thing you look at here is my average sale price for the year for 2019 was $30.82 compared to $26.87 in 2018. So most of my growth came from just the additional sales. 1,000 sales at $30 would be $30,000 worth of sales just because I've sold more. And then for 2,700 sales, I got 30.82 instead of 26.87. So that's another 10 or 12,000 on top of that just by having a higher average sale price. So that's kind of what this chart shows. And this kind of so you can see for the year I made $115,794 in sales. Those are gross sales for 2020. So I'll show you another spreadsheet that kind of shows some more detail. We'll go to that now. All right, so this is another tab on my spreadsheet that shows you basically all of my sales, more than just eBay and Amazon. And I wasn't sure how much I wanted to disclose, but I figured it doesn't really matter to me. I don't care if people know how much I make. And so I'm not going to show you exactly how I make, but it's going to be very close. So I don't think there's going to be very many people showing this much detail about their finances, but like I said, I don't really care. I make enough money. My wife makes it's income similar to me. We're doing just fine. We only have our house payment, and that's it as far as debt goes. And I am doing what I love, and I am just starting on this journey of being a full-time seller. So this is my first year of full-time selling. So I think that for me, this year 2020 is going to be even better. I don't know how much better, but it's going to be a little bit better, and I expect to be a little bit better each year going forward. So anyway, I'm just going to share all my numbers. If you want to quickly look and see what where exactly my income is going to be, that's about it right there. There's going to be 2 more deductions for my business use of my home and for mileage. So I don't know what this is going to end up. Maybe it's going to be around 50,000 or something. And this is not exact. There could be some small adjustments. So I would say it's going to be somewhere between that and 50,000 for my first year. I'm happy with that. But this shows my entire sales for 2019. eBay was 115. Amazon, I did very little on Amazon this year. I put very little effort into it. You can see at the start of the year I was actually making more on Amazon, and it dropped off because I quit listing on there. I was actually making, I think, about 1,000 a month back in 2018 in the fourth quarter. And so, but for some reason, the things I was sourcing, I was finding some stuff that would do better on Amazon. But anyway, I'm putting very little effort into Amazon. The way I source and the way the items that I find just are better suited to eBay for me. I live in a small area, so retail arbitrage isn't really a good option for me. I enjoy going to thrift stores, garage sales, auctions, and finding my stuff there. So I don't really do wholesale or anything like that. So anyway, I feel like my business is more suited for eBay. I'm better at eBay. I understand it more, and so that's where you see the bulk of my income is from eBay, and a few thousand on Amazon, and almost 7,000 in local sales for a total of 125. That's where I'm at. You can see, going back looking a few years, I was very small back in 2016. Of course, 2016, 2017, and most of 2018, I had a full-time job at the bank. So I wouldn't expect these numbers to be very high, but they did grow over the years, especially that last year where I was trying to go full-time. You could see the level of my monthly income the last few months. And right in the middle of this month is when I went full-time. And then this is kind of my level of income. You could see here the first part of 2019 when I first went full-time. And I kind of built it up. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty average, really. If you look at these first 7 months or so, I'm right around 9,000 average or so. And then, of course, these 4 months would be bigger for me. And then, like I've mentioned before, this month was smaller because I wasn't listing. So that's pretty much it. You can see here I have my expenses kind of a thing and my deductions. Inventory obviously is a big one. Shipping is probably the biggest one. eBay fees, returns. So you can take that right off the top of this, of my sales. I had almost $5,000 in returns. I think it ended up being about 4% for the year, which is definitely higher than the year before. Well, maybe it's not higher than the year before, but I'll say this, in the fourth quarter it was up over 5%, which was very frustrating for me. I'm hoping that number is going to drop back down, or I may even be considering, I do free returns, so I definitely don't expect my returns to get any higher. Where I offer free returns, I'm probably going to get more returns than anybody else, but I also believe that my sales are going to be a little bit higher because I offer those free returns. But anyway, this number will go down for next year. I currently have 2 storage units. I just recently got one when we decided we were going to move and put our house on the market. We moved a bunch of stuff out of the garage that was my unlisted inventory into one storage unit. So this 1,400, I think 1,200 of it, or even 1,300 of it, is for one storage unit, and that storage unit I just paid the last month for January, and then it's going to be empty. So because I'm auctioning off the rest of the stuff in there. So this number is only going to be more like probably 400 next year, and then after that I won't have it anymore. Supplies, Amazon fees, because I didn't sell very much on Amazon, and other expenses, which this will actually be a little higher because I realize I don't have my expenses in there for eBay Open yet. So I don't really know the exact number, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was probably about $1,000 between the ticket and the hotel. I don't know if I'm going to eBay Open again this year. I think that I probably am. And if I do, I think my wife's going to be going with me this time, which will make it a little more fun for me. And so that expense will probably be there for this year too. I think we're going to go. So. And then, so there you go. Total expenses, $70,000. If you look at that, a lot of people always ask what my profit margin is or whatever. So you can see that and I usually tell people I'm about half of what my sales are. But it's actually a little bit lower for this year at 44%. It's probably going to be a little bit lower than that even once you do my home use and my mileage, if you count that too, which I do. I count everything. I don't just pick and choose what's going to affect my profit margin. When I talk about my profit margin, I talk bottom line. So I'm probably going to be somewhere between 40 and 44% this year, which is not really great, but it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know who else shares their actual numbers. I mean, a lot of people say stuff, but you don't really see their numbers to really be able to see exactly what their profit margin is. I can tell you this, if they're doing retail arbitrage or wholesale, that their profit margin is going to be a lot lower than this. I would say even half of that, maybe 20% or something. But anyway, that's my numbers. I could show you one more thing, which is my goals. And my actual numbers and goals for the past few years. 2017 here, my actual eBay sales and actual Amazon sales there. I set a goal for 2018 of 50,000 on eBay and 1,000 on Amazon, and this is what I actually got in 2018. So I definitely exceeded my goals in 2018. Got 73, almost 74 on eBay, and 6,000. I didn't really have any numbers for my local sales for there, so I ended up with 1,900 there. Then I set goals for 2019. And I'll just be honest, I set these goals before I was full-time, so I didn't really know what I'd be able to achieve when not. And I have a couple videos that talk about that too, that it was kind of a learning process for me going from part-time to full-time, and finding my routine and my discipline and stuff. So my goal for 2019 was 136. I only hit almost so I only hit 115. So didn't hit my goal there. My goal on Amazon was, I was thinking I would do more on Amazon, but I actually ended up doing less because I didn't put the effort there because like I said, eBay's more suited for me. So my goal was 10,000. and I only did 3,000. And then I set a goal for local of 4,000, and I did very well to exceed that. So I didn't hit my goals. My goals for 2019 was 150,000 in sales, and I only hit 125,000. So I'm going to keep my goal the same for 2020 of 150,000, but the breakdown is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to keep my eBay goal at 136. That's going to be tough to get another 21,000 in sales, I think. And looking at the start of January, I'm actually lower than 2019. So I have my work cut out for me as far as that goes. And then Amazon, I'm going to set a goal for a little bit higher. Why not? But I don't know what it may end up being lower. And then for local sales, I'm going to try to get a little bit higher there too. So I still want to be at $150,000 in sales for the year. So that's it. That's kind of my numbers in a nutshell there. You can see there, my goal, I'm just going to set, as far as how I'm going to achieve these goals, I don't know exactly for Amazon or for local. I'm just going to put Amazon. I'm really not concerned about it. So I have that goal of 6,000, but I may only end up selling 2,000 on Amazon this year. I don't know. As far as local goes, I am going to just put a little more effort there, pick up more stuff while I'm outsourcing that can sell locally. I don't enjoy selling locally, but $7,000 is a significant portion of my income, so why wouldn't I do that, right? And plus, with that local sales of $7,000, there's no shipping fees, there's no eBay fees, no PayPal fees, there's no returns. No supplies for packaging. It's just almost pure profit as far after the inventory purchase. So I will put a little more work there, and then my main focus, as always, is going to be eBay and listing more. So I'm at just over 1,100 listings right now. My goal is to be at 1,500 listings by August. And I think if I just do that and then maintain as much as I can through the fourth quarter with of those 1,500 listings, I think that may be enough to get me to the 136,000 on eBay that I'm reaching for. So that's my spreadsheet. Hopefully you guys find that useful. This spreadsheet is available for sale. If you saw my previous video, you can see more detail on the spreadsheet if you want to watch that. I'll provide a link in the description if you want to purchase this for $9. Also, I'm going to be working on an eBay beginners to intermediate guide. If I've had some demand for that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Okay, so you've seen my numbers. I wasn't really I wasn't really planning on showing that much detail about my income, but that's when I was part-time, when I started watching YouTube videos or following other people on social media about other resellers, and kind of I was desperate to know, is this possible to do full-time? How much can people really make? And more details about numbers. There was a few people who shared some numbers, and from that I kind of deducted that what the possibility might be. I still don't see a lot of people sharing their actual numbers, although I gotta say I don't spend a lot of time watching other people's videos anymore. I'm busy trying to get my listings up. I'm trying to put out some other content for you guys to see, so I don't spend a lot of time watching others. So maybe there are some other people out there sharing some numbers, but this is kind of a very real portrayal of what is possible with selling on eBay or Amazon or whatever full-time, and just one perspective. It's just my perspective of what I've done, and like I said, I'm not any kind of an overachiever. I'm not the hardest worker out there. I do enjoy what I'm doing, so I am putting in a decent amount of hours doing this. And like I said, I'm easily distracted. I'm not super intensely focused. It's a good day for me if I can knock out 20, 25 listings. Most days I don't get that many done. I'm probably capable of getting 40 listings a day out or more if I just really buckle down. And that's another reason I'm not really worried about my future as far as reselling goes. I know I can be doing better than I am if I just put in a little more effort. But that being said, I don't need to. I'm making enough money. As a couple, my wife and I are making enough money, and we're doing fine. So, but I will be working to do better this year. So, As I mentioned a second ago, I am starting to put together a kind of an eBay seller's guide. So if you're new, I have a lot of people who reach out to me, mostly pretty much on Instagram, asking for help. That they're brand new, or they're just starting out, or they've started out and things aren't going that well. Asking for help, and I have a limited time that I can help. I don't mind answering a few questions. Some people have asked me to mentor them. And I know there are others out there who have these big, huge mentoring programs and take the time to have these courses and teach people how to do this. I love reselling, and that's what I want to do. I don't really want to, and the more I do on social media, the more it takes time away from my reselling. So I don't want to turn into somebody who just teaches about reselling and doesn't do reselling, actually. So I don't really want to do a mentoring course at this time. I'm not saying I wouldn't ever, but I know that's going to take a lot of time to develop a course and to run those courses with the students, and stuff like that. So I thought maybe I would put together this guide. I'm sure it's gonna take some time too. I spent a couple hours on it last night just working on an outline, not even filling in the out. I'm sure I'm gonna put quite a few more hours into it. And then I'll make that available to anybody who wants it. It's going to be cheap. It's not going to be very much money. I haven't really figured out what the price is going to be yet. I have the spreadsheet that people can buy for $9, which I think is a pretty good deal. I mean, if you tried to make one of your own, it would take you a lot longer. So I think the value is definitely there at $9, probably even higher. But I think $9 is good. And I'm probably going to do something similar with the guide. The guide's going to take me a lot more time to put together. I think there's going to be a lot more value there for somebody versus the spreadsheet. So it's probably I'm sure it's going to be less than $30, but I haven't really decided on a price yet. Anyway, heads up for those if you're interested in that. That's probably going to be coming. I don't know how long it's going to take me to work on it. It might be the end of the month. By the time I have it done, if I run out of time, it might be a little bit longer. I don't know. But anyway, that's in the works. Anyway, like I said, the goal is 150,000 in sales this year. So total sales. I hope that I could just easily surpass that, but that's easier said than done, right? So it's all comes down to the day in, day out, getting in there and doing the listings. So that's going to always be my struggle is getting listings. If I can get 100 or 120 a week consistently, new listings up, then I think I'll be able to reach my goals. So that's kind of how I'm going to look at it. I don't really look at trying to hit a goal every single day, because it's just not going to happen, and then I'm just going to be disappointed. So I will probably try to look at my numbers on a weekly basis, and I would like to see my total listings grow by at least 20 a week. I think that will get me about where I need to be. That'll be 80 a month, growing 80 a month. Yeah, it probably doesn't even need to be that fast, honestly, if I'm going to get 1,500. But I think that's the number I'm going to shoot for, is 20 a week. So today's Monday, I'm at like 1,120. So maybe next Monday I can be at 1,140 total listings. So that's like replacing everything that's sold, hopefully about 10 a day. So that's 70. And then being 20 higher, that would only be 90 new listings for this week. So definitely doable. I've done more than 100 in a week before, but doing that on a consistent basis is kind of difficult. So anyway, that's my numbers. Hopefully you guys find this useful. I mean, kind of disclosing more information than like I said, I don't really care. I know a lot of people don't like to share their incomes. It doesn't matter to me. I'm old enough and I'm secure enough that it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. As far as what I was making at the bank, I'm not making as much as I'm making in the bank yet. I do think it's going to take another year or two to surpass what I'm making in the bank, but I do think I will. Anyway, like, comment, share, whatever you want to do. I will respond to your comments. Follow me on Instagram if you want. I'm Pro Solo Flipper there. Please subscribe if you like this content and want to see more. 2020 year, I'm all moved into this house and I'm all settled. I'm ready to hit the ground running, and I'm feeling very motivated to get listing done. So that's what I'm going to go do right now, and that's what I'm really going to focus on the rest of this week, and honestly the rest of the year is what I need to focus on. So hopefully I can keep that drive going all year long, and if I do, it'll be a very successful year. But good luck to you guys. Like I said, hope you enjoyed this content. Thanks.